What's up, Commanders fans? I'm trying my best today to not look as zesty as possible, but my microphone is not doing me any justice. But today, I wanted to talk to y'all about the rookie mini camp that's going on right now. You got guys that's undrafted. We like to call those guys undrafted free agents if you already don't know. And also, we got guys that were invited. And one of those guys being Sean Taylor. That is I said Sean Taylor. I meant Gabe Taylor. That is Sean Taylor's little brother. And in my opinion, he's a beast. And the school he recently came from was Rice. And while he was there, he had great numbers on everything. And I just feel like what he's done is enough to get him on the team and he would be a great depth player to, have on our roster. But, we also can't, push aside the people that's already there. And it's a lot of guys fighting for a position. So, I'm going to go down the list of the people that, I feel should make the team. And right now we have a handful of people. Like, there's a lot of people that the Commanders could look at or could sign. And you know what? Just because a guy was invited or a guy went undrafted, it doesn't mean that they have a permanent spot, and it doesn't mean that they're going to make the actual 53-man roster. So things could go either way. You feel me? So right now we have a guy that I feel like, and most of these guys have already been signed. I'm just going over the guys that I feel like are dogs at that position. And I'm talking about undrafted free agents. So right now we have Timothy McKay. He's a guard. And then we also have Ricky Barber, who is a defensive tackle. And I wouldn't be mad to have him in that room. You were talking about with Javon Kinlaw. You're talking about with Deron Payne, you talking about with Jerzon Newton. That is great depth to have. And he's shown that he can be consistent. And he can get you some numbers. Also, if we go to safety, we know we need some big guys back there. One, we don't have Jeremy Chin, who was a big body guy. He was like 6'2", 6'3", and he was perfect in that spot. But, we brought in Will Harris. Will Harris is not a small guy by any means. It wasn't like we went down. Will Harris is 6'2". We didn't go down by much, He gives us something to work with. And, we decided to go with Trey Rucker. He's a 6'2", 6'3" guy. He's a big body guy. He's shown that he's had, good production. He's a great tackler to have, and big body guy, and he's gotten over 80 plus tackles in college. So it's a guy that you feel like can bring something to the team if we need him. And another safety that no, I'm not even gonna talk about this safety. One, I want to talk about the cornerbacks that we could possibly make the team. We have Fentrell Cypress. He's 6 feet. He's only led up 2 touchdowns, but it's not like he's been really. Okay, I thought I heard something, but it's not like he's had great production. But he's decent. He's decent enough to be in our cornerback room. Seeing that we have Trey Amos. I still got to figure out how to say his name. Trey Amos. I don't know, but you got Marshawn Lattimore, and you got Mike Sanderstill and Noah Igbenogany. So, hey, look, the more the merrier. And I feel like he is a guy that serves a purpose. He's not really big. He's under 200 pounds. He's like 180 something, but he offers something. He plays good coverage. He's not your guy where he has that body type of Emmanuel Forbes, but I'm not sure if he's as easily able to be pushed off of. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy that can cover very well, but we still have to see what he can do. It's the NFL. Guys are bigger, guys are stronger, and it's a different atmosphere. So we're gonna see what happens with him. And another guy that a lot of people and a lot of hype is around is bear with me, Ja'Cory Brooks. Ja'Cory Brooks. We're gonna go with that. I think I said it right. Ja'Cory Brooks is what, 6 feet 2 inches, and he's a big target to throw to. And last season he had 1,000 yards, and I think that's something that a lot of guys look at and we feel like, oh, it serves some type of purpose, and it's something we can look at, and appreciate. So, he brings something else to the team that we really don't have much of, that in guys that are younger. Noah Brown is 6'2", but Noah Brown is one of those guys headed out of the NFL. I don't see him playing for too long, but to have a young guy like that on our roster and at the bottom of our depth chart, and if he can get up to the caliber that Noah Brown is, or even better, I see why not keep him, and we got him. We didn't have to spend a pick on him, so that's even more of a reason why you want these guys here. You never know what they can turn out to be with the right coaching, and I believe we have the right coaches around us. So those are just some of the people that I feel like will shine through this offseason. And pretty much all the names I just named, it's only about 7 names I named, but those are the guys that stuck out to me, and I feel like more than likely they're going to make the 53-man roster, possibly. But more than likely, they're already going to be on practice squad. I feel like they're going to make the practice squad for without a doubt. But you never know what happens. But for the most part, that's how I feel about that. I feel like these guys bring something to the team, and today we get to see what all our draft picks are doing. You know what I'm saying? They looking like they getting acclimated to what's going on. They still got to get up to speed, and today we get to hear how they feel about their first practice. And tomorrow, if guys wanted to go out and watch them practice, you could do that. But right now is really the time for them to get used to playing at the speed of the NFL. And right now, it's not all the way there just yet, but they're getting to get a feel for the coaches, getting to get a feel for the environment, how things are run. Don't have to worry about school, but you do still have to study film. You gotta understand where you need to be. You're trying to learn the playbook, and of course it's not too much going on right now, but ain't no hitting going on, but just guys just trying to get up to speed and get to that NFL level. But it's gonna take some time. Still players got to get in the building, and once the season starts ramping up, you got to get your first welcome to the NFL moment. And right now you never know what these guys are gonna do, but this is my pick and my people that I feel are gonna shine through this offseason. And I can't wait to see what all these guys do in their next year. And this is the second year that all of these guys have been in the system. I'm not talking about the guys that's coming in now. I'm talking about the guys that's been here. Jaden Daniels, Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz. I mean, they played in the system before, but not with this regime. You know what I'm saying? So this is all new, and it's all. This is their second year, and it's just like, this is great that everybody's coming back, everybody's learning the system, everybody's feeling good, feeling motivated, and it's all about getting back to where we were last year and getting back to the Super Bowl. That's all it is, and I feel like we have everything we need. Right now, we just gotta sit back and relax and see what Adam Peters has put together and see what the coaches can do with these guys. Do they got everything they asked for? It's like Christmas, right? You ask for all these gifts and they finally get here, and now you got to put them to work. You got to put them together. It's like working on a house and you got all the tools and all the equipment came. You finally got everything you needed to get the job done, and now it's just time to get the job done. You got to sharpen up the tools and get ready to use them. Y'all get what I'm saying. But for the most part, this NFC East has really vamped up this year. One, because Dak Prescott has came back. And then he got Pickens, So the Cowboys' offense is looking dangerous, and they got some new guys in the running back position. So they're refreshed. The Eagles trying to get refreshed, especially on the defensive end. And I'm not defensive end, but you know what I'm saying, like when it comes to like the safety position, they're trying to get revamped up and get back, to looking like a caliber team, Super Bowl caliber team. And the Giants, they looking refreshed, and it just feel like this is a whole new year for us and them. Everybody's ready to go. Everybody is getting ready to go. This is really a lot of competition that we're going to have in the NFC East. And right now, I can't even tell you if we're going to be number one, number two. You really don't know. It's all about play. And I think Dak Prescott not being there last season really helped us elevate ourselves to, number two in the division. And then the fact that, the Giants was just ass like they usually are over these past 2 years. And I think it's just time. It was perfect practice for Jaden Daniels. And now where we at now is perfect for him in year 2. Now he really gets it felt like last year was practice. I know it seemed crazy, but last year just felt like practice for Jaden Daniels. But this year is really gonna be on. And we ready to go. So I'm excited to see what happens. And just so y'all know, I'm out.